Today we are going to take a look at the Anastasia Beverly Hills X AMREZY palette. From what I understand, this is their second collaboration. And I'm also going to be using the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara in a day to nighttime look. So essentially we're going to do two eye looks in one. One eyeshadow would be appropriate for work or daytime wear, and the second eyeshadow look would be appropriate for a function, a nighttime look, or an event. So if you want to see what we can do with the AMREZY X Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and if you want to see a full detail of what the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara looks like, then keep on watching. I know I look crazy because my eyelids are prepped and it's a little brighter than the rest of my face, so it makes everything look a little bit more bright, but that's okay. We're gonna put eyeshadow over it and everything is gonna be okay. So Anastasia Beverly Hills sent over the AMREZY palette. So the package is a glittery Barbie doll. I call this Barbie doll pink, a glittery Barbie doll pink case, and it's literally, it has a texture of glitter, like I can feel it. And you see how reflective it is, because every time it catches the light, it literally like washes it out. But this is what that looks like, and this is what the inside looks like with the palette and a very cute pink rhinestone encrusted mirror. And I'm gonna be using this mirror today because ooh, I can see everything. Okay, and this is what the palette looks like. This palette is long, it is pretty. It's still, the palette still holds the same, the palette has the same design as the PR box. It's a glitter encrusted case and it has a texture. You can feel the texture of the glitter on there. I only get like a little bit of glitter. It doesn't fall off that easily. And this is what the palette looks like on the inside. Absolutely pretty, absolutely gorgeous. Now this palette has two extra eyeshadows in the palette compared to all the other Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. So I don't know if this is going to be like the new format for Anastasia Beverly Hills or if it's just this palette. But this palette has two more eyeshadows than the regular Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, and maybe that's what it retails for what it retails for. And the palette also comes with a double-ended brush that Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes always comes with. So I'm gonna use this brush along with other brushes, and we're gonna go ahead and create this look. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the palette using the brush that comes in the palette. And first we're taking the shade New Yorker, and we're going to use New Yorker to blend our brow bone just to make sure it's matte. I'm taking the shade 1988, and of course we're doing our daytime look, right? So I'm putting it in my crease, and I'm not going to blend it so high up. Like exactly where you see it, that's where I'm going to keep it, because I hate an eyeshadow look that is with natural lashes only, that goes past where that goes all the way to the brow, because it does not look good with, you know, only the natural lashes. So I'm just going to keep this as low as possible. Okay, so I feel like you could definitely go ahead and intensify this shade if you want, but because I'm doing a look that you can use as a work look, I don't want the shade to be any more intense than it already is right now. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to use the smaller side of the eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to take the same shade that we used as our lid shade, which is 1988, and I'm going to apply some of the eyeshadow on my lower eyelid. I want a little bit of color on my lid. I'm taking the fluffy end of the brush, and I'm taking the shade Semsa, which is also a matte shade. Pat off the excess, and I'm going to sweep it on the inner part of my eye. So I like what this is doing. It gives me like a hint of color without it being too colorful for work. So you can still see that there's some sort of pink in there. I'm next gonna go in with my mascara, and I'm using the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara. So Full Frontal Mascara launches on the 16th. We're always so excited to get mascaras from Fenty, or to get any box from Fenty. Okay, so this is what the original packaging looks like, and the splatter you see across actually does spell mascara, if you can see that, and it is in its classic black and white packaging, and it says Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. And this is what the actual eyeshadow packaging looks like. This is so gorgeous. It's like a transitional rose gold pink to the black. And I have a feeling because it's black on top that there's going to be colored mascaras coming soon. I'm just putting it out there. I'm very sure it's going to come. But this is what that looks like. And this is what the spoolie looks like. The spoolie, like I said in my other video, kind of looks like the lippy spoolie. Like it's flat on the sides and like oval when you turn it. And I actually like it because you can use one side. The way I used the spoolie, it actually worked very, very, very well. And I don't know how else to explain it. And in my last video, even though I did use it, I had a thick eyeliner on so you couldn't see it, because I do have lashes that's just really, really short. Okay, so we're just gonna apply some of this mascara. And right now I'm using the flat side to apply the mascara. I don't know why, but it just works. I don't know how, okay? I feel like it's witchcraft. Like, I wouldn't have known if I never saw a spoolie like this, but it works. You know? I flip it and use the longer side. And like I said before, the formula is not thick and it doesn't clump up, but it shows up, okay? Do you see this compared to this? Okay, it works. I flip it and use the flat side for like the inner corner because I don't want to make a mistake when applying this. Okay, so this is what we look like with just the mascara. I love it. I feel like for work this is so appropriate. Like my lashes look very beautiful. Looks very fanned out. Looks like I did something to it because I didn't do something. So now for my waterline, I'm gonna use this pencil. It's almost as pink as the pink inside my eye, if that makes any sense. I don't want to use white because the contrast would be too much, and I don't want to use brown because then it would be too dark. So I'm using this shade. This is a pencil from Italia. It's a deluxe set I got on, I think it was on eBay or Amazon, but this is what that shade looks like. And if I am able to find a link, I will put it down below so you can see it. So this is what that looks like. It opens up my eye, but it also mimics the natural shade of the pink in my eye, and it doesn't look too much, if you know what I mean. So I'm ever so slightly gonna use the shade Anastasia in the palette in my inner corner, a little bit on the brow bone. Okay guys, so this is the look with just the mascara, my work look. Your lip option can be different, but I like this option because I feel like it picks up a little bit on both the brown and the pink in the eye. I use two lippies from Anastasia. I use the shade Maude. I use Maude and Allison, unless it's Maude and Allison. M-A-U-D-E and Allison on the lips. I put this first and then I put this over it and blended it together. Okay guys, so I went ahead and did this eye off camera, but for the second part of this day to nighttime eye look, the nighttime is literally a transformation of our daytime look. Okay, so for the first part of this look, I'm taking the Juno Babe brush, and this is that angled eyeshadow brush, and I'm taking the shade Yugo and applying it into my crease. Yugo is a very deep shade, as you can see. I'm applying that into my crease and blending the edges as I go with the same brush. Just blending upwards but not blowing it out too much. And then I'm blending into my outer corner towards my inner corner. So I'm dipping into the shade BK, which is the black shade in the palette. And I'm making sure to keep it in my crease because I don't want it to overtake my look. I'm making sure to keep it only in my crease because I don't want to blend it out too much. If not, it's going to overtake everything. I am using our Anastasia palette brush and I'm going into 1988, which is our first transition shade, and I'm going to use that to blend out the edges of this more. And I'm blending it a little higher towards my brow, and I'm going to use the smaller side of it to blend right where I just laid that deeper shade. I'm sweeping the same brush that I used to apply both BK and Yugo on my lower eyelid, And yes, for this look, I go ahead and cut my crease. Okay, so now that my crease is cut, I'm going in with the small shader brush that comes in the Juno Babe brush set. And I'm taking Yugo and blending that into our cut crease. I am gonna go in with 1988 with the same brush on the other side of it, and I'm gonna blend the inside of this look. I'm not being very careful with how much I put on because I'm gonna put glitter over it, but I still want that transition to hold. That way it would look really good with the glitter. I mean, with the shimmers, glitter. I'm gonna put shimmer on it, so I want it to look good with the shimmer. I'm taking our angled brush that we used to lay down our first shade, and I'm going in with BK, which is a black shade, and I'm making sure to intensify my outer corner and blend it into the two shades that we just blended in. That way it looks good and the transition still holds. So now I am taking the Anastasia glitter adhesive, okay, and I'm gonna put this on my eyelid. I make sure to remove as much of the brush as possible because it's very fluid, and if you're not careful it can ruin your base. So make sure you like take off as much of the adhesive as you can off the brush before you apply it. And I followed the cut crease that I did. Okay, so I'm taking the shade Liddy, and Liddy is a fine glitter eyeshadow, and I'm putting that on top of the base, the glitter adhesive that we put down. I have to lower the intensity of my light so that you guys can see how pretty this shade is, because the first time I put it down I was on the phone with one of my friends and I screamed. Okay, it is gorgeous. Like, this glitter shade is pretty. Okay, like, do you see this? It is pretty. Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep it dimmed so you can see. It's buttery soft. So I'm gonna go into my next shade, which is Barb, B-A-R-B, and I'm putting that on the inner part of this cut crease. The inner part of the cut crease shade is like almost silver, and the outside one is like a coppery golden shade. It is literally like a party. I'm taking some of 1988 and I'm blending that into the outer part of the glitter, of the first glitter shade that we put down. Okay, now I'm taking some of that black shade. So now I'm taking my setting powder and I'm gonna use that to define this eye look, and I'm gonna line my eye. I'm going in with one of the UpV glitter liners, and this is the one that looks exactly like the AMREZY palette. Like, the glitter eyeliner looks exactly like the AMREZY palette. So I'm taking this glitter liner and I'm lining the top of the look so that it's a little bit more, I mean, just to give it a little bit of the pink shade that we got going on throughout the palette. Okay, so I'm putting the shade Rezy directly in my inner corner. That's my inner corner highlight. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply another coat of our Fenty mascara. So this is my finished nighttime look with the Anastasia Beverly Hills X AMREZY palette. I feel like this is a very nighttime glam event, going all out kind of look. So that is really, really good. The shades, that glitter based shimmer shade that I put on, shook. 3 of the matte shades we cannot use as transition shades because it either matches my concealer or it's too light for a lighter base concealer. The rest of them we can use it. Of course, we can use all the shimmer shades in the palette. Let me know if you're gonna pick it up when it launches in stores, when you can actually see it, feel it, touch it, all that good stuff. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.